Hello, my loves. I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being here. I'm talking about the multidimensional aspects of narcissistic abuse, not just to educate you, but to radically shift you out of the trauma patterns, the abuse cycles, the anything you need to disattach from in order to go on and manifest your best life. I want to show you that once you heal this, and exactly how to heal it. If you listen to my videos, I'm so celebrating every one of you. Doesn't matter where you are on your journey, I know what's possible for you. And I'm so excited and happy that so many people are like, oh my gosh, I'm getting up, I'm rising, things are changing. I've seen the truth. And by seeing the truth and knowing the truth and using the tools, I'm now setting myself free. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to survive narcissistic abuse. We're not here to have any more of our life force, our energy, our true abundance, our authentic power invalidated, denied. And we are here, right, to drop it like it's hot when you're ready with what I'm teaching you and go and do the things you were born to do, which was to love fiercely, which was to love a lot, build a life you love. Is there going to be pain in your life? Yeah. But when I talk about a beautiful pain, I'm not underestimating how hard the stuff is, right? I went through a huge amount of suffering, and I know for a fact there is nothing holy about suffering for the rest of your life. Pain is about the human experience of, it's actually related to love a lot of the time, and loss, because we're on a planet where there's going to be loss. The pain of losing someone you loved, the pain of being moved, actually guilt and shame, even in the right context of knowing like, oh, by hurting you, I hurt me. So I want to say sorry because I want to connect you. Our human experience is all about our emotions. Most of us have numbed them out and been taught they're wrong, and abusers want to keep you emotionally disconnected, right? So that you don't know the truth. The truth is in you. When I talk to you, if it resonates with you about the spiritual truth, what's really going on, your soul already knows. I'm just reminding your soul. I'm talking soul to soul. You know it's real, right? Because it resonates. I don't have to convince you or, I always teach like, credibility is great and stuff. And obviously I know a lot, but the fact is when you talk soul to soul, it's undeniable. Yeah, it's a truth you can't deny in every cell of your being, and it does set you free. So I'm so happy you're here. Let's turn this up. But I do read your comments. I appreciate every one of them. And I talked about primal needs. I don't know if I can put certain words in the title. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of new to the platform. I'm loving it though, because it's really just beautiful to be able to share something that helps, not just helps, transforms, right? And this is a great way to do it. And I had to heal myself very, very deeply, so I could not only share my knowledge and intelligence and stories, but be able to go back in and emotionally attached to how I felt, so I can bring it to you real, right? And so I had to do a lot of spiritual work, personal work, evolution on myself, so that when I heal trauma with people, help you heal yourself, most of the time you just disattach from any energetic charge. But I had to heal myself and evolve myself enough so I could really emotionally reconnect, relive everything I've been through, so that I can share it from the truth, right? It's the emotional truth of what I've been through that I have managed to go back into. I'm not suggesting you do this, but that's why I'm still with you. It's still me I'm talking to, all the way as I felt and how I healed it, how I channeled something energetically through and broke through so much that I can literally transmit to you so easily now, right? And that's why it's so real. Not something I read in a textbook, not a lie of dealing with a personality disorder. This is not what this is, right? It's way beyond that. Not trying to fix things on the level of the mind that are actually an issue of the body. Our emotions aren't logical, not meant to be. If you can come into Sovereign, I'm keeping that open. It's not like you had to join earlier. It's going to be available forever, right? Or at least, for now. So like, if you can go into that process, honestly, it is so good. It is so good. Like, what I do here is my best. I'm going to keep giving my best. I know there are people that haven't got money, can't afford to do anything. If you can afford Sovereign, come into it. It will really shift you. Other than that, the narcissist hooks you on your primal needs. So that's sex, that's security, that's safety, that's financially, and that's emotionally, our need for love and connection. There are primal needs. Now, the reason they hook you there and is because, like, when your primal needs, which is like your root chakra needs, aren't met, it puts you into survival mode, which is the fight and flight mode of the trauma response. It's easy to traumatize you there because your entire safety and security in the world is now disruptive. And we have primal needs sexually, connection wise, you know, security wise, and for love. A primal need is love. My last partner was a malignant covert narcissist that treated me horrendously, but I needed to be held, I thought, right? And I'm teaching something in Sovereign where we self-partner and self-parent, but that was my hook. There's some big unmet needs in us, right? And as a child, I was saying actually in Sovereign this morning, my mother wouldn't pick me up. She'd pick up my brother, but I can remember being 4 years old on the floor watching her hold him. And I was having to, I just had to disconnect from my emotions for a lot of my life. Now I'm so, you know, our emotions are so important, and our ability to not only process and heal, but to really deeply feel this planet is what we came for. You know, our life are so rich because of our emotions, and most of us are not feeling. So they're hooking you on your primal needs. I'm going to talk about sex in particular because a lot of people have commented on it, and I need you to know this, right? It's a psychic attack. There was one narcissist I was with, right? I had no physical attraction to, and I know what that is, like it's mind control, but like I had no attraction to him, and then we started being intimate. He started trying to push me into things I would never have consented to. I did say no, but like it was sick, but like the pull was real. I didn't understand the psychic attack, so now I'm having like addictive sex with someone which I couldn't understand. And again, I would say trust your intuition in your body, but when your body's being messed with, your bodily responses, it's hard. Now, what I do want you to know is no matter what you've been through, you want to aim for knowing that like you can have passionate, intimate relations with people. You know, it's not like, because I think a lot of people think, well, if I leave this abuse cycle that feels so high and low, all this euphoria and like imbalance, can I have true passion and intimacy? Yes. You can meet someone healthy, right, where there's a really strong charge. A really strong charge. It's all sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is our sexual energy. It's our creative energy in the world. When that gets shut down, we don't actually manifest very easily because we're not very creative when we get shut down. So when that opens, we can feel not only the attraction to the narcissist, but very creative and open. And again, it drugs us. But there's a part of you that knows it's not right, right? You can be with someone where you know it's right and there's a lot of passion. It's not about I can only receive passion and highs in narcissistic relationships or abusive ones, right? With the right partner, you can be so turned on, and not just turned on sexually, by life with them, by the opportunity, the possibilities, the excitement of life. I want you to know that whatever you've experienced, I want to show us a way where you will feel one day, this is my aim, one day, it's going to be emotional. I want you to look back and go, if I'd have known life could be like this, I would never have been there. If I'd have known, right? If I'd have known that life could be this good, that love could be this good, that I could create like I can, that I could experience life like this, I'd never have even considered that. You know what I mean? You just don't know right now. You just don't know what it feels like to be passionate with someone that loves you, that can give you not just safety and security, but passion and joy and intimacy and turn on and the whole thing. You don't know that you can wake up and look at the day and not feel like, oh God, I've still got so much work to do on myself and it's such a burden, that actually it's full of potential and opportunities. I know this might be a step too far. I just want you to feel me on it. It isn't so far from where you are right now. I went through hell. My odds were against me in every way you can possibly imagine. And I promise you, you can break it. Not just break it. This isn't just about a survival thing. This is about knowing the truth. The truth is what I'm teaching you spiritually, and knowing the truth about narcissism. That's one key that just completely changes this for us all, right? But the truth is also what life was meant to be, what love was meant to be, that we don't need to play with the dark. This is not your brother, this is not your sister. The normal rules do not apply to the devil, and we do not play there anymore, right? So they hook onto your primal needs, your real feels of safety, validation, love, support, survival, sexuality in the world. They hook you there, right? You've been in a trance. You might as well have been roofied, yeah? Manipulation is serious. It's real. It's non-consensual. It needs to be, I think, sanctioned criminally. Let's work on that, but don't get stuck in the injustice. I've talked a bit about that. One of the hardest things is the injustice. There's no mud on you. Remember my principle of that. If you've watched those videos, don't feel disgusted with yourself. You know, there was a time when I felt gross about what I'd let happen to my body, right? They come in, narcissists, I mean, if you're a man, I guess you're in their body. If you're a woman, they're in your body. But either way, they're merging with you. And then when you start, it can feel very icky for us, right? So we just drop the fucking shame. There's no mud on you. You're sovereign. There's nothing on you, right? But use the tools I'm doing to break the psychic attack, because it will lose this sexual haze. And you need to know there is passion in this world. You can feel in me. I'm a passionate human being, right? I'm not going to settle for a life where it's not full of joy and passion and turn on, right? But I can do that in healthy ways. And healthy ways are ways where it's not an addiction. It actually is safe. It's safe. Right? And when it's safe, you can be even more passionate because you're more fully expressed. You can be more honest and open and experiment with things. So the narcissist has basically roofied you psychically. Yeah? I was having sex with someone I was not attracted to in any way. This is one of the relationships I got in. It was the most confusing thing. But then it was turning my body on. Really, really turning my body on. Right? So they know how to hook you. They know how to do it. And in that instance, it can feel very confusing because now I'm really turned on by someone I'm not attracted to, who's also just doing things that are against my morals. You know, this is a man that then said, like, you know, just shocked me. Always trauma bonding, always shocking you, right? So we're talking about values. We built a connection. Somehow I'd got involved sexually. I wasn't in the, it was weird. But then one day, like, we're connecting, we're talking. He knows how to, he was a master. This guy was serious shit, right? Serious level manipulator. Very intelligent man. Very, very well reputable. People loved him. You know what I mean? Real teddy bear, apparently. Safe guy, really unsafe. Real complete lunatic. Complete sociopath. But anyway, one day we go to a romantic break in the hotel, you know, like just chilling out, whatever. And then out of the blue, it's like, oh, why don't you go downstairs to the pool and see if there's a guy you like there? Because I would like you more, and I would be more attracted to you if you'd find someone else you like and have sex with him in front of me. That would turn me on. What the? Right? I've just moved in with this man and agreed to travel around because we were doing business and life together. And now there's, like, what? Have a conversation about it and say, look, I understand that you might have different sexual preferences to me, but I'm into monogamy and that doesn't turn me on. If you're into those kind of things, it's up to you. I'm not here to judge you. Enjoy your life. But for me personally, that's not for me. It wasn't for me. So then we had the normal thing, right, where he would come back and I was upset, but then he came back and said, look, I'm sorry I let you down. I feel it's all rubbish, of course. Well, guess what? It didn't take long. I mean, I'd say a few weeks later, tried the same thing again. Same thing again. But, of course, it only happened once we'd actually gone on tour together, when we were actually travelling around together, and I had no other place to go. And, I'm not even going to get into the details of it, but I was financially committed as well. Like, well, not committed, I suppose, abused, or in a bad place. That will never happen to me again. I'm sovereign. But, like, it was just a shit show. I didn't do it, but if you did something that really pushed your boundaries, they aim to make you be disgusted. He pushed my boundaries sexually in other ways, and I was sickened by myself for a while until I healed, right? Now I own it all. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything about me. Anything they've done to you means nothing about you, and you're basically being roofied, right? You are capable of being a sexual being, but you want to be authentic with it. And with them, it's a heightened response often because of the manipulation and the addiction. You know, it's over the top and it's not necessarily true. You know inside, right? So if you're dealing with that, just break the psychic ties, but also know you get to have passion in a beautiful way, in an authentic way, in a way where it's not so addictive, right? So the difference with an addiction is, an addiction by definition really is something we we get this sort of urgent pull to do, so we need it for relief, but afterwards we feel bad. Whereas real passion is actually something that when we do it, afterwards we kind of feel good, like it feels amazing to us. There's no ick in it, right? It's just passion. It's truly expressed, and it's not the same drive. It comes from love, really. Like real passion comes from love. It comes from an overflow. It comes from a self-expression. It comes from a want to know myself sexually and be fully expressed and know them. So if you're going through that, no, there's no connection with a narcissist, so they have to addict you and trauma bond you. Do the work I'm talking about to drop any shame, and also don't buy into any of these lies people tell you about you've got to be in abuse cycles to have passion in your life. No, you don't. No, you don't. But they are sick MFs, and they're sick mofos, and they will try and drug you, drug you emotionally, drug you, trauma bond you, and drug you sexually. You'll be in the drug, in the haze, right? So whatever that is, they know also, like, you know, I'm a creative person, I'm a passionate person, so they know what they need to be for you. They'll often do different things to different people. They just know how to hook you. They work in the energetic field with no consent. Psychically, you push them out. You have to find your sovereignty, your true, and I'm talking about your true authentic life. I'm talking about your sexual energy in a beautiful way, because we actually want our sacral chakras open to be great manifestors and in the world, but we've got to do it safely and creators in the world, right? And again, they steal everything. They try and make you feel icky about this and addicted about it, because one, sex holds a lot of shame in our society, our sexuality, and two, like, they want to ruin anything that gives you pleasure. And our bodies and our divine unions and our interactions, connected relationships, is one of the greatest pleasures of our lives sexually. They want to tarnish everything, like I did in the other videos. They tarnish your birthday, anniversaries, they tarnish your morals, they make you lose yourself. And an area that's given you pleasure, you're now confused about, right? You can clean up your energy. Don't listen to people telling you that you've now been somehow tarnished. This is a lie in the spiritual community. You can clean your energy by coming back to your sovereign self, right? There is no mud on you. There's nothing in you that you can't get away from. Just clean your energy, come back to yourself. You're as pure and innocent as the day you were born. Don't buy into people saying that because you've had sex with these people that you're now ruined for life. You're not. You're not. You can literally just come back to yourself. You banish the energy. I don't cut cords. I clear the shit out like flames. I burn it. I burn every essence of it out my body. You can use purple flame. People like to use in Reiki. But there's different things you can do, or just intend. There's nothing on you. You clean it out. You're as pure and innocent as the day you were born. And don't punish yourself. Don't blame yourself. These are cycles that are addictive, but it's an addiction. It feels off afterwards. Yeah. And they control your sexual energy. They control the pull. It's a very strong pull, right? And that's, you know, people have written things, you know, they've had accidental pregnancies, different things. There's consequences. It's an addiction. There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah. You were basically roofied in the psychic field. I'm sending you a lot of love. Keep commenting. Any questions, let me know. Feel the energy, have the breakthrough, but don't force yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. If it's not working for you yet, go back to any of the energy exercises I talk about, because you will break through. Just keep listening. Your soul wants to. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready, right? Don't judge yourself. Don't even think for a minute your life cannot be radically better than this. And you're not here just to heal. And you're certainly not on this planet to suffer. All right, my darlings, I love you, and I'll speak to you soon.